Let me tell you a secret. Not all native speakers sound the same. I know you probably knew that already. So I grew up in Texas, where we say water with a little southern charm. But when I started teaching English here in Korea, I realized that many of my clients and students weren't just trying to sound correct or speak correctly. They wanted to speak more clearly. They wanted that smooth, confident sound they heard in the movies or in international meetings and interviews. One of the tips that my students love the most, and one that instantly improves clarity, is mastering the American flap T. So here's how it works. That's the sound that makes water become water. It's not lazy, it's natural. Say this sentence slowly. Instead of saying a bottle of water for the daughter, now try the American sound. A bottle of water for the daughter. Hear the difference? The flap T isn't a trick. It's a real part of how Americans speak. So practice it a few times. Record yourself. You'll sound smoother in no time. Just like tying a bow tie. It's all about the subtle details. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Mastering the small changes that make a big difference. Let's jump into it. And stick around. Today's Mastery Minute, I'll share my favorite technique to finally master the American R sound. And of course, leave your questions in the chat, and I'll try to take a few after the show's over. Are you ready? Let's get into it. And I'm going to introduce you. Let me tell you about Sarah. She moved to New York from Brazil. Brazil's a great place. But she had learned how to speak English in a British style in school. And it sounded, she was really good at grammar. But every time she said car, people would say, "Did you just say ka?" She felt like an outsider, even in her own office. So then I showed her a trick. Focusing on rhythm first, then sounds. We practiced stressing the right syllables and stretching the vowels just a little bit longer. And a few weeks or months later, her colleagues started to say, "Wow, Sarah, your English sounds so smooth, like you've been here forever." That is the magic of accent practice. So I want to just say, accent isn't about losing your identity. It's about clarity and connection. A stronger accent doesn't mean poor English, but it can make your listener have to work a little harder to understand you. And in business or casual conversation, easy listening goes a long way. That's why a few adjustments in rhythm, vowel shape, or consonant blending can make a big difference. So I'm going to break it down with 5 simple but powerful keys to sounding more natural with an American accent. And let's jump right in with key number 1. Key number 1, the rhythmic beat. Okay? American English is a little bit different. It's a stress-timed language. What do I mean by that? That means the rhythm depends more on stressed syllables than on the total number of syllables. This is different from syllable-timed languages like Spanish or Korean, where every syllable takes about the same amount of time to say. So in American English, we actually stretch the important words, usually the context words like nouns, main verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, while we shorten or swallow, we call it swallow, the less important words like articles, and it, prepositions, and auxiliary verbs like be, right? So, for example, instead of saying, "I would like some coffee, please," with equal emphasis on every word, a native speaker would naturally say, "I would like some coffee, please." See how I put emphasis on would, some, coffee, the first syllable of coffee, I would like some coffee, please. And please. So this natural beat gives American English a kind of musical rhythm, almost like a drum beat. And if you practice this rhythm, you'll sound more fluent, even if you still have a strong accent from whatever country you're from. So you can try clapping or tapping your hand only when you say a stressed word. Use this sentence. I would like some coffee, please. Right? I would like some coffee, please. It's not easy, but once you get the rhythm, you can start to say it faster and more naturally, please. Record yourself, compare it with native speakers, and that will help you to train your ear and your mouth to match that American rhythm. You can also do this with other videos or things like that. So the next one up is vowel shifts. One of the most notable features of the American accent is how vowels are pronounced. Americans, we tend to use wider, flatter, and sometimes more nasally, like from the nose, sounds compared to other English accents. For example, Americans pronounce the word bath with a short A sound. Bath, not like the slide shows you there. Bath, it's ah. You drop your jaw. While the British English might sound a bit more like bath. Similarly, cot and cot. So cot, C-O-T, the little bed that you sleep on, our folding bed, and cot, C-A-U-G-H-T, are often pronounced the same in American English, even though they might be different in other accents. Caught, okay? Or so if you understand and then practice those vowel shifts, it can help your speech sound more American. So you can practice some pairs. Try dance. So a British person would say dance, but Americans, it's that that short A. Dance, dance. Path, fun, great words to practice with. Anything, just try those little short words and you will start to see a big difference. Stretch the vowel a little bit longer than you think you should. With practice, your vowels will start to sound more native. Now here's the one that I get a lot here in Korea and folks in Taiwan and other places. R, the American R. In many other forms of English, like British or Australian English, the R at the end of a word is often dropped, but not in American English. The R is strong, it's pronounced, and often makes words sound more forceful or grounded. So this is actually called a post-vocalic R. That is the R that comes after a vowel. You can hear it in words like car, for, world, here. So the key to mastering this sound is to slightly curl the tip of your tongue back in your mouth, but don't touch the roof of your mouth. It should sound like a light growl, coming from just behind your teeth. Okay? And practice with repeat the strong R sounds. Car, here, better, world. Record. Oh, there's another one. Record. So record yourself saying, there's more water near the car. There's more water near the car. Focus on making the R sound clear and present, not swallowed, not like ka or here. So, or better. When you do this, especially when you first start and you practice, you're going to start to notice something very interesting. The muscles in your mouth might actually start to hurt, like you're working out, because you're exercising your mouth muscles. It's great. It's like a trip to the gym for your mouth. Okay, the flap T. This is key number 4. The American flap T. I mentioned it in the beginning. It's one of the easiest ways to sound native. It's a quick, relaxed sound that replaces the T between vowels. So you see this in words like butter, water, and city. But in America, we don't use that crisp T sound. Instead, Americans have a sound that's almost like D. So, as I said before, it's not lazy pronunciation. It's just smoother. Think of it like a shortcut that helps your speech flow more naturally. You can practice with these word pairs, okay? Try it one way. Butter, 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 water, water, city, city. Now you can build a sentence. The city has better water. The city has better water? No. The city has better water. See how smooth that comes out? The city has better water. So focus on blending the T sounds naturally. Again, record yourself and compare it to a native speaker's version. Okay, key number 5, last one, linking and reduction. What does that mean? Americans rarely say one word at a time. I do it a lot because I've been coaching for a long time. But when I'm casual, I tend, and most Americans do, they link their words together and reduce the less important ones to make speech flow more like music. So, for example, did you eat yet becomes, did you eat yet? I want to go becomes, I want to go. These reduced forms make you sound more natural. See what I just did there? Make you. I said make you. And they'll help you understand native speakers better, especially Americans. So take a basic sentence like, what do you want to do today? See, I put every emphasis on the words. Reduce it naturally. What do you want to do today? Wow. Can you do that? What do you want to do today? Don't rush. Start slow. What do you want to do today? Slow and clear. Practice saying it 3 times, each a little faster. This trains your ear and your tongue. Ironically, if you look at the word goodbye, this actually comes from linking and reduction. Many years ago, goodbye was a very long sentence. It was, God be with ye. God be with ye. Eventually, over time, it was linked and reduced to goodbye. Amazing, right? Goodbye. All right. So let's recap this together. We're going to focus on rhythm and stress timing. Rhythm and stress timing. That's that hand clapping routine. Next, you want to use the American vowel shifts. Stretch out your vowels. Oh, you got your there, your oh yeah, I for I. All right, work on those R sounds. R, the post-vocalic R. Car, butter. So, the flap T, make those T sounds in the middle of vowels sound like a D. And then finally, smooth out your flow with linking and reduction. All right, so honestly, mastering these 5 elements won't erase your unique accent. And that's not the goal. It's not. Which of the 5 keys do you think will make the biggest difference for you? Drop it in the chat. I'd love to hear about it. Or which one surprised you the most? They will make your ears easier, your English easier to understand. It'll make you more confident and more natural to native ears. Focus on one thing at a time. Build your habits slowly, and you'll be surprised how quickly your speaking style improves over time. Okay, so here's your challenge for this week. Pick one key, just one. Practice it for 5 minutes a day. Record yourself, listen back, and notice the change. Then share your favorite sentence in the comments. Come on back and share that in the comments. Let's support each other. And if you're watching live, go ahead and drop your questions in the chat right now. I will answer as many as I can before we wrap up. And if you want even more accent hacks, check out the detailed blog post at allaboutenglishmastery.com/American-English-accent The link is in the description and in the chat. Okay, now we're going to do something a little bit different for the Mastery Minute today. Normally I share an idiom, but today we're going to nail the American R because I know a lot of people have issues with the native R. As we touched on earlier, when discussing the post-vocalic R, today's Mastery Minute zooms in on one of the most important sounds in American English, the R. You've already heard how to growl like a tiny puppy, but let's take it up a notch. Try this fun tongue twister. Tongue twisters are great ways to improve your accent. So this fun tongue twister goes like this. Round and round the rugged rock, the ragged rascal ran. This will help you really work that Round and round the rugged rock, the ragged rascal ran. Say it slowly at first, exaggerating each R. Feel how your tongue curls back. Slightly, just a slight curve to hit that strong American R. Say it again, but smoother, faster, just like a native speaker. Try recording yourself and play it back to check that your R sounds are strong and clear. Because this type of repetition builds muscle memory. Do it a few times a day and your R will be ready for any conversation. All right, and let's just say I want to thank you for tuning in to 15-Minute Mastery. And if you learned something new, hit the like button, subscribe, and share with a friend.